that group wants all people to accept what they are doing or the way they're living as normal. And by creation, it is not normal. And I would offer the word gay. That word used to mean happy, jovial. But when it became a part of the homosexual community, it no longer meant that. Now it means a homosexual man.
Well, if I could just jump in and
that is a word.
I understand, but I always use
and it has meaning, and the meaning has been changed. And I would assert that there is a slippery slope, like in Canada. I feel discriminated against quite often because of my spiritual beliefs.
Okay.
Well, if I lived in Canada, I would not be able to speak freely.
Well,
and I do not believe that that is unlikely to happen in our nation.
I live in Canada, but we do not have freedom to even dialogue and hear two different perspectives, or three, on this issue. So I really do appreciate your opportunity to have freedom of speech. We do not have this in Canada.
Let me ask you, do most Canadian gays and lesbians want same-sex marriage?
No. It's a small clique within the subcultures that actually want this. They're more the politically active ones.
These are the next steps of a movement that is now publicly clothed in calls for equality in marriage. These steps namely are polygamy and polyamory. These basic losses of parental rights and freedom are a direct consequence of legalized same-sex marriage in Massachusetts, opening the door to an aggressive agenda of homosexual indoctrination of our youngest and most impressionable citizens.
If science truly mattered in the discussion, we would hear more analysis of the significant physical harm risked by those who engage in same-sex behavior, particularly among males. This also explains why many are able to change the direction of their sexual orientation through a variety of therapeutic methods. The process of sexual detoxification, if I can call it that, is difficult, but it is not impossible. We're told that love makes a family. That sounds good on a greeting card, but it doesn't work so smoothly, though, in the heart of a 19-year-old woman whose mother conceived her through a sperm bank. It doesn't work so smoothly in the heart of a 20-year-old man I knew who jumped with both feet into the gay community of one of our large cities and emerged 3 years later with AIDS.
A marriage between a man and a woman is in fact between a man and a woman. That's the way it has been, because it is a man and a woman.
I could say, by the way, I know gay people who think gay sex is wrong. It's not impossible. It's not common. But
I know straight people
possible.
think straight sex is wrong.
Yeah, I know. I think a lot of straight sex is wrong, but nobody seems to listen to me. So
I'll have to say one thing before I begin, and that's that if children popped out of the mud by spontaneous generation, there would be no institution of marriage, and we would all be asleep.
Good evening, sir.
That's true.
The 1947 court case, which stole a phrase from Thomas Jefferson, separation of church and state, I think will eventually be reversed.
We see only recently that when this order is broken, and such as the relationship with Anna Nicole, who was the father? Who was the father?
I have not been impressed at all with what I've seen with you people. Just in case, for whatever reason, you're carried away with yourselves, enjoy it, because I think it's short-lived.
Where do we go from here? I've sat back here behind Ann all day. I gave one of her friends a stick of gum. I've chewed gum. I watched people stare at me from over here because I was sitting over there. I watched people over here laughing and making fun of people over there and over there. Sir, I'm against it. Not against the people. You see, before I went to seminary, I was a barista at Starbucks. I might have made your double tall non-fat lattes with 2 sweet and lows. And if I did, it must have been really good.
Where is it posted that there's a heterosexual water fountain only? Where is it posted that there's heterosexual seating on a bus? The fact of the matter is that none of this exists, and that this small minority of Americans are trying to force their way of living on those people who are just trying to get by. There are no active federal programs or laws that are discriminating against gays and lesbians. There are none.
If I heard you correctly, did you say that there are no federal laws that discriminate against homosexuals?
Not that I'm aware of.
What's your consideration of the federal don't ask, don't tell policy in the military?
I am not really familiar with that. I know the policy. I'm not totally.
But there are many people in the Connecticut public that do have moral concerns, and they feel that the homosexual lifestyle is wrong. And that doesn't mean that people have some animosity toward homosexuals. I certainly don't.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Not at all.
That many people in the public feel that there is moral error in that lifestyle, and that is immoral homosexual sex, homosexual privilege, or homosexual marriage is a moral evil. That I said a person should be free to be an atheist, but the question is whether they should be granted public office. That's a two totally different questions.
You don't feel they should be granted public office?
No, I don't.
Thank you.
But if you allow people to destroy marriage, then you are responsible for what will come. And some of you have asked, what will result if we alter our meaning of marriage? And I'm simply here to tell you that terrible things will result. My wife was just telling me about a woman who went to Australia, which was in the news, and you could probably Google it or something, but she went there to marry a dolphin. And the trainer said, okay, fine, we'll have a marriage between you and the dolphin.
Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. Making love with you is all I wanna do. La 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 la. Doom doom doom.